Gabriel Bortoleto's arrival in Formula One was one of the most anticipated rookie moves of the 2025 season. Coming off a commanding Formula 2 campaign, expectations were high. In fact, for many Brazilian fans, Bortoleto wasn't just another young driver. He was a symbol of hope, a new torchbearer in a country with a legendary motorsport legacy. But the transition from Formula 2 to Formula 1 is rarely smooth, and for Bortoleto, the early challenges have been steep. Yet now, as the circus sets up in Bahrain, there's a sense that something could shift. The Bahrain Grand Prix may not be the flashiest race on the calendar, but for Bortoleto, it holds the potential to become a pivotal moment in his young F1 career. The opening rounds of the 2025 season were anything but easy. Australia, China, and Japan exposed several weaknesses, not just in Sauber's car but in the adaptation process itself. In Australia, Bortoleto faced a car that struggled with rear-end grip, particularly on corner exits. In China, where precision and balance are everything, he was forced to nurse his tyres across long stints while trying to find any opportunity to battle midfield traffic. And in Japan, a circuit that demands commitment through fast-flowing corners, the car's instability became a major barrier. All of this while still adjusting to the brutal intensity of a Formula One weekend. Unlike in Formula 2, where the rhythm of a weekend is slightly more forgiving and the media pressure more distant, Formula One is relentless. There are expectations not only on the track, but also in the paddock, in the press conferences, in the post-session debriefs, and in every single radio call. For Bortoleto, the change hasn't been just technical, it's psychological. He has gone from a championship-winning driver to a backmarker fighting for scraps. That's not an easy mental adjustment, no matter how talented you are. To make things even more difficult, Bortoleto is driving for a Sauber team that's still searching for its footing. The SF25 is not the worst car on the grid, but it's far from competitive in its current form. The balance isn't consistent, the tyre degradation is aggressive, and the performance in qualifying hasn't given Bortoleto the chance to start anywhere near clean air. Every race so far has been a battle from the back, a situation that adds enormous pressure on any rookie. Starting at the back of the grid isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. At the front, the battles are strategic and clean. At the back, it's survival. There are risks everywhere, first-lap incidents, lockups, damage from midfield chaos. When you're starting from P18 or lower, your chances of having a clean race without incident drop significantly. And when you do manage to avoid trouble, the tyre management challenge is amplified. You're often stuck in dirty air, which kills downforce and increases degradation. Even the best race strategy can fall apart when you're trapped behind slower cars with no space to show your real pace. But judging a driver solely on results can be deeply misleading. Numbers don't show the full story. They don't show the difference between the driver's performance and the car's potential. They don't capture the small victories, like executing a perfect start, saving tyres better than expected, or consistently outperforming a teammate in similar machinery. And this is what Bortoleto has quietly been doing. He hasn't made mistakes. He hasn't cracked under pressure. He's been working, learning, absorbing every detail of what it means to be a Formula One driver. Still, no matter how steady he's been mentally, the comparisons are coming. Rookie comparisons are part of the sport's DNA. Fans and media alike are already stacking Bortoleto's numbers next to other new faces in the field. And that comparison doesn't always take context into account. Different teams, different engineers, different race strategies. It's not apples to apples. But when you're in Formula One, perception matters. And right now, Bortoleto needs a weekend that changes perception. That's why Bahrain matters. It's not just another round, it's a track that Bortoleto knows deeply and respects. He has history here. In Formula 3, he took a dominant victory, mastering the long straights and tricky braking zones with maturity, well beyond his years. In Formula 2, he delivered a pole position that showed raw one-lap pace and racecraft that kept him in contention from lights to flag. Bahrain isn't just another race for him. It's familiar territory. It's the perfect backdrop for a comeback. The Bahrain circuit is a unique test for a Formula One car and driver. High temperatures, aggressive braking, and long straights push the car's cooling systems, tire wear, and aerodynamic balance to the limit. Precision in braking is key, especially at turn 10, where locking up the inside front tire can ruin an entire lap. Drivers must be patient in corners, then aggressive on exits, and in the final sector, where traction and balance are king, any instability in the rear can destroy lap time. That's exactly where Bortoleto has struggled most in recent weeks. But that's also where the team has focused their upgrades. Behind the scenes, Sauber has made quiet adjustments to address the car's worst traits. The engineers have worked on rear-end stability, making setup changes that may not show up on the spec sheet, but make a big difference in how a driver feels in the cockpit. The balance shift has been subtle, but potentially game-changing. If the adjustments hold up in race conditions, Bortoleto might finally have the platform he needs to compete properly. Beyond the technical changes, what could make the difference is experience, and Bortoleto has that, more than most people realize. He spent years climbing the ladder of motorsport, racing in every kind of condition, on every type of circuit. He's won with strategy, he's won with speed, and most importantly, he's won under pressure. The F2 title didn't come easy. It required consistency, emotional control, and relentless work. Those same traits are what could carry him through this next phase in F1